Hi, everybody. So it is New Year's as I'm recording this, and it's a really weird time. Um, because I think any sort of transitionatory is that even a word? Transitionatory? Transitive time I think is weird. Um, because I think a lot of people are scared change puts them off. Even people who deal with it really well, I think, are still thrown off, at least momentarily, when it comes about. And obviously, like, nothing huge is changing the day after New Year's. We have to celebrate the end of a year at some point. But, we're entering 2025. And I, being in my senior year of high school, this is a big mark for me. I'm like about halfway through my school year now, and then it's real life. That's scary. That's weird. Um, but I've been really welcome to it. I've kind of dreamt about getting out of high school as soon as I got here, honestly. Um, but I'm trying to think of the best ways, how to best prepare myself in the next few months so that when I tackle this transition into adulthood, into the real world, I am prepared the best that I can be for tackling everything and my goals and preparing myself for the future well. Which is like this all sounds like a ton of like super inspiring motivational bullshit. Guys, I'm not. I'm notoriously known for horrible time management and everything else. We think it's ADHD. Everyone thinks it's ADHD nowadays. I hate saying that, but it's fine. It's fine. Um, so it's like, okay, what can we do right now, next coming month? Because December for me, honestly, the past couple months entering the school year has been great. My junior year was really rough. Really rough. um, but my senior year has been awesome. It's been great. I have not felt this good about where I am in life, and like I can't remember when. I can't remember. Especially with like the pandemic like interrupting my middle school years and everything, like I've always been, I feel like, in transit. I feel like I'm constantly moving. And I think it's been good for me because have I have a lot of big goals. I feel like I have a lot of really really big goals in mind. Especially because a couple of people have frowned down on me about this. But out of high school, I want to take a gap year or two to save up and study abroad. Not through a study abroad program within the state or something because you're paying just as much as going to a college here. Um, but I want to go to, I'm thinking Spain, maybe Scotland. I'd love to go to Scotland. um, but the idea is that I can go abroad, I can get all these experiences, and it's gonna be like so much cheaper in the long run, and so much cooler, so much more life changing. But the thing is that right now I'm on the steps of like, okay, how do I set myself up so I can go do that? What building blocks do I need to put down so I can achieve this? I need to get out of here. I need to go out. I need to see things. I need to meet people. And I feel like everyone kind of says this. They're like, oh, I want to go out and see the world and explore things. That's like really common, coming of age teenager thing. But like, I am like naturally, I think, a very inquisitive person. I'm very curious. I like learning. I like I like everything. Everything's pretty cool. I want to go see and go do. I don't want to waste any time. And so obviously going into the new year, there's a few things I've set up. The few things I have in mind, personal goals that I'm going to be trying to achieve and hopefully sustain, make these, habits, because you can obviously, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I want to work out, I want to eat better, but they don't take the steps to make the habits that actually build these traits. So one thing I really want to focus on moving forward is focusing on my passions. I really want to make sure that as I go into adulthood and all the working all the time and stuff, everything, I don't want, while I'm saving up and trying to work towards my goal of studying abroad, I don't want to lose myself in the process because I'm desperate to save money or everything. I'm still gonna be setting aside like half my paycheck. I'm fortunate enough to have the resources to be able to do that. But I think it's gonna be really important for me to still focus on my music and my writing, because those are really important to me. And I don't want to lose the core things that are important to me in the process of trying to find something that's bigger. I also am trying to become a little bit more thoughtful because I feel like, especially within the span of like the past year or two, I feel like I have been very brash and trying to rush into things, and it has not worked out in my benefit. Um, some huge sacrifices I end up having to make this past summer, which have definitely been for the better, but these are things that I could have done much sooner that would have benefited me much sooner. Um, and I just like moving forward, I don't want to repeat those mistakes, you know? And I think because I have that experience, hopefully it won't be a case of, that repetition. I think lessons learned, no matter what bullshit you go through, if as long as you like take a lesson out of it and you don't repeat the same stuff over and over again, you're fine. You're fine. People change a lot all the time, especially like within like my age group. Or I'm still technically a teen, like I'm still a teenager. Not technically, I am. That's a thing. Um, we're all changing very rapidly, and I think I would benefit a lot, my mental health wise, giving myself more grace with a lot of mistakes that I've made. Um, because at the end of the day, like I heard this quote somewhere, your guilt will not purify you. Being hung up on the past and the stuff you've done isn't gonna help. So really going into this new year, I'm trying to let this shit go. Especially if I'm gonna be moving to the other side of the world. I I do my best. I think with at the time, my judgment, my state, I think I do a pretty good job most of the time of being a decent person. Or at least trying to be a decent person. I think that's what matters the most. Um, but it's like sometimes you fuck up, people don't like you. It is what it is. You have to move on. You you can't I for years was stuck in this little loop of just mourning everything and everyone because I've gone through a lot of loss in my life. I think a lot of us have gone through a lot more loss, not in the traditional sense of people dying all the time, but growing up is a lot of loss and grief. And your 18th birthday kind of feels like a funeral of your childhood. It's it's a lot. Um but again, it all matters of just like take the deep breath, process the feelings. What can you do next to move forward? How can you soften this transition as it keeps coming? There's going to be grief. Grief is natural, and I think something that not enough people welcome. Um, but it's what can we do to move forward? That's the big thing. So, other than my passions and being more thoughtful, another big goal that I have is putting more effort into, this is kind of an extension, I guess, my passions, but my projects, my big projects, and that includes YouTube. I have done on and off vlogging on this channel for 2 years now. And I just kind of I get embarrassed because I haven't done video editing since I was like in middle school. I've been uploading on YouTube since I was little. Um, you see your work, you get critical of it, as any creator gets critical of their work, whether you're an artist of like any sort or content creator here on YouTube. I think we all know the feeling of being overtly critical of your own stuff. And so I'm gonna start to just kind of like allow myself to keep videos up, even if I look back and I'm like, oh, I don't like how I did that. I don't like how I did that. Like, just so I have something out there. And I also feel like I've become very perfectionistic about how I create my work. And there's a lot of unfinished drafts on my computer I haven't deleted. It's like, oh, well, what if I want them? I need to just delete them. I need to just delete them and move forward. That's what this is all about, I guess. This is all about moving forward right now. This is. I'm trying to think of like the best advice that I can give outside of like what I've already said about moving forward and like that kind of message, but it's difficult because I also am only 17. I'm only 17 myself. What the fuck do I know? What do I know? It's, man. Whoa. Anyway, so I'm gonna finish editing this video because I've already begun the process. I've been working on it throughout December. Get this up here, hopefully, at the latest January 7th. I don't know. When are you watching this? Let me know. And if you like the vibe I've curated here, I'm hoping to do a lot more talking about my music taste, my music projects, writing, books that I'm reading, philosophy kind of content like this maybe sometimes. I read Albert Camus. I should make a video on Camus. I have a lot of thoughts on Camus. Um, but yeah, if you like this, I have obviously I have the January vlog I'm gonna be starting soon, which will include stuff about my birthday, January 14th. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so close. My 18th birthday is so close. It's scary. And then I'm also gonna be traveling to New York, which that video should come out sometime in February, I'm thinking. If not, like late February at the latest. So if you're interested in seeing me go to New York for an a cappella singing competition in Broadway, you should also stick around for that. But I guess that kind of concludes this video. I'll hopefully see you next time.